Hola chicos, ¿cómo están? Espero que todos estén muy bien. Vamos a practicar español. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the preterite of ER and IR verbs. Some of you have been working on this already, and some of you are still in need to begin. So I'm going to go over the information on one of the assignments that you were given, and it's called Gramática, the preterite of ER and IR verb. Now, when we say ER and IR verbs are verbs or action words that end in ER and IR verb. So what are some of these verbs? Comer, to eat, beber, to drink, aprender, to learn. Those are all ER verbs. IR verbs, maybe vivir, to live, compartir, to share, and other verbs like those. So the first thing you see, it says objective, read and complete a fairy tale. Write about and discuss what you and others did on vacation. So we're talking about the past tense. Remember, the preterite means past tense. Actions that are already completed. Actions that have been completed in the past. It continues, it says, recuerda, you have already learned to talk about completed past action using the regular AR verbs. We did this in class. Now, regular ER and IR verbs are similar to one another in the preterite or past tense. And you see on your page how to conjugate or change those endings to correctly conjugate the verbs in the past tense. So we have the verb aprender, and I always say in class that an apprentice learns a trade. So aprender means what? You remember? Aprender means to learn. So the yo is going to end in an I. And if you looked at this already, you know that the yo is always going to carry an accent mark. The to is going to end in iste, I-S-T-E. Usted, él, ella is going to end in I-O. So we have, for the verb aprender, to learn, yo aprendí, tú aprendiste, usted, él, ella aprendió. Nosotros, which means what, guys? We, that is correct, is I-M-O-S. Remember, in class, I always say that nosotros ends in some sort of M-O-S. In this case, in the preterite, it is I-M-O-S. Vosotros, vosotras aprendisteis. It is good for you to be familiar with this, although it is not tested. And ustedes, ellos, and ellas, you guys, formal and informal, for ustedes, ellos, and ellas, they aprendieron. I-E-R-O-N. I-E-R-O-N. Following to that, you have the verb salir. It's a verb that ends in IR. And what does salir mean? Do you remember? Yes, it means to leave, to go out, to leave. So yo salí, ending in an I. Tú saliste, ending in I-S-T-E. Usted, él, ella salió. Ending in I-O, remember those accent marks for yo, usted, él, and ella. Nosotros, nosotras, we salimos, we left. Vosotros, vosotras salisteis. En ustedes, ellos, and ellas salieron. Ending in I-E-R-O-N. Following, you have the verb ver. Remembers what ver means. That is correct. It means to see. Ver as in vision. The verb ver is regular in the preterite, but does not carry an accent mark in any of its forms. So even though it follows the pattern, ver, drop the ER and add your endings. Remember that the accent mark is absolutely not needed for that one. Now, as you look down, we have Ricitos de Oro y los Tres Osos. What fairy tale is Ricitos de Oro y los Tres Osos? Is it It is Goldilocks and the Three Bears. So it says, escribe los verbos apropiados en el pretérito. Write the appropriate preterite verbs, or verbs in the preterite, I should say, para completar cada frase del cuento Ricito de Oros y los Tres Osos. So they give you two options. The first thing you need to do is figure out which verb in the infinitive are you using. That is number one. Number two is after you figure out which verb you're using, you have to conjugate it in the preterite to the subject. So the first thing I'm going to do is go over the meanings of each of these infinitives that you were given. Número uno, salir o beber. Salir, what does that mean? Correct, we talked about this. It means to go out or to leave. Beber, as in beverage, means to drink. Número dos, comer o ver. Comer means to eat. Ver, as we just talked about, means to see. Número tres, recibir o abrir. Recibir, what does that mean? It means to receive. Abrir means to open. Número cuatro, ver o comprender. Ver, we had in number two, is to see. Remember vision. Comprender is to comprehend or to understand. Número cinco, comer o aprender. Comer, to eat. Aprender, to learn. Número seis, beber as in beverage, to drink, o decidir, which means to decide. Número siete, abrir o salir. And we talked about both of these. Número ocho, deber o ver. Deber means when you should do something. Ver, you know, is to see. Número nueve, viajar o ver. Viajar is from our last chapter. And if you think that you're taking a voyage, viajar means to travel. And ver, we know, is to see. Número 10, abrir, salir. You know both of these. Número 11, comer o correr. And you also know both of these. So now we're going to go over what these are saying, what the paragraph says. I'm going to read it out loud, and I want you to circle the verb that makes the most sense. Don't conjugate yet, just circle. Un día, los tres osos, salir o beber temprano, early, de su casa para caminar. You know, caminar means to walk. Ricito de Oro, which means Goldilocks, una chica muy bonita, comer o ver, la casa de los tres osos y recibir o abrir la puerta. Ella no, ver o comprender, que era means was, la casa de los tres osos. And we know tres osos are three bears. Y comer o aprender toda la comida del oso chiquito. Chiquito means little. Luego ella, beber o decidir, dormir un poco. Remember dormir from a dorm or dormitorio. Dormir means to sleep. Poco después, los tres osos regresaron a su casa. Abrir o salir la puerta y de ver o ver ricitos de oro en la cama del osito. Osito es little bear. Cuando, risito de oros, viajar o ver a los osos. Abrir o salir de la casa rápidamente, quickly. Comer o correr hasta until llegar a su propia casa. I hope that you were underlining or circling the correct verb. Now what you need to do is decide what is the ending of the infinitive that you have selected. Write the infinitive and next to it, write the correct conjugation for it according to the subject.